where the United Nations and all agencies are pushing for a halt to the ongoing fighting. But Israel has said that, one, to the massacre that their people had to go through on 7th October, and the hostages who've still not been returned and nobody knows about their condition. I'm talking about little babies, remember, who are still held hostages, including young girls, women whose parents were shot dead in front of them. But is there at this time, remember, with the ongoing the offensive, there are death toll also increasing in Gaza. And that is why, what does it look like in the next few days? Here's a report for you.
The war triggered by the deadly Hamas attack of 7th October has resulted in piles of dead bodies on North Gaza streets after 4 days of Israel's heavy ground offensive. It has caused a breakdown in civil order in Gaza, leading to 4 UN aid distribution centers and a storage facility out of action. Gazans are searching desperately for food and water. They looted UN aid warehouses in desperation. The UN logistics base at the Rafah border crossing, vital to aid distribution, has become increasingly difficult to operate as 8,000 people are sheltering there.
It's a disaster on top of a disaster. Health needs are soaring, and our ability to meet those needs is rapidly declining. So a third of hospitals are non-functioning. 71% of clinics are non-functioning. You've seen the numbers of 8,000 deaths, over 20,000 injuries, 1.4 million people displaced. So our inability to supply medicines and equipment to the remaining hospitals is vital, and now we've been cut off from that ability, if you like, because of the high security risk in the north.
Though Israel has agreed to allow 100 trucks of humanitarian aid into Gaza each day, it has refused any call for halts on the offensive. After angrily dismissing the UN truce resolution on Gaza, Israel's United Nations ambassador displayed a yellow star on his chest on Monday as he addressed the Security Council.
We will wear this star until you condemn the atrocities of Hamas and demand the immediate release of our hostages.
Israel expressed outrage over the comments last week by UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres that the deadly October 7 massacres by Hamas did not happen in a vacuum, accusing him of justifying terror.
Some member states have learned nothing in the past 80 years. Some of you have forgotten why this body was established. So I will remind you, from this day on, each time you look at me, you will remember what staying silent in the face of evil means. Just like my grandparents and the grandparents of millions of Jews, from now on, my team and I will wear yellow stars.
Israel has initially refused to grant visas to UN representatives to enter Gaza, but on Tuesday it finally relented and granted visas. Media reports suggested that an Israeli government ministry has drafted a wartime proposal to transfer the Gaza Strip's 2.3 million people to Egypt's Sinai Peninsula. Palestinians condemned it.
They want to depopulate the Gaza Strip completely from the entire population and throw them in the lap of Egypt in the Sinai Desert.
Israeli Prime Minister's office played down the report compiled by the Intelligence Ministry as a hypothetical exercise. Well into the 4th week since the Hamas attack of October 7, the war in the Middle East continues to rage, dragging the entire region slowly into its vortex. Bureau Report, India Today.